Everything began on the night the sky silently split open, not with light or sound, but with an eerie silence, as a mysterious ship unlike anything we knew gently landed on the ocean, and from it emerged a girl named Saorya, who looked like us but was not entirely human. Her eyes shimmered like galaxies, her skin translucent as if light passed through it, and though she would not say where she came from, she promised she had come to help us. While scientists feared her and the military prepared for conflict, IDR. Elias Naduri, an anthropologist and linguist, was captivated by her unique way of communicating, not with words but with empathy, as if she could feel our thoughts and pains. She warned that our planet would soon be destroyed from within by war, hatred, and lies, and that she was here to guide us back to ourselves. Spending time with her, my questions shifted from scientific to deeply personal, asking if she could love, and though she only smiled, visions of us together in another world flooded my mind. A forbidden connection deeper than any I'd known. That bond shattered the night the military tried to interrogate her by force, causing her to flee her physical form, leaving only a whisper in my mind. You were the only one who believed me. And since then, with the world spiraling toward ruin and my name erased from records, I live haunted by recurring dreams of her by a strange shore under alien skies. Years later, a mysterious signal from Venus revealed that parters still live within a vast network of light and consciousness. No longer alone, but joined by countless others once misunderstood. And when I found her again, not with my eyes but with my heart, she asked if I was ready to understand, and through her story, I began writing the forbidden tale you now read, not as fantasy, but as a warning. Saorya returned, accompanied by a child born not of flesh but of mind and memory, her daughter Ira, who carried a message for humanity. It is time to choose between fighting those who are different or living together in peace. As we hide Ira away in icy mountains, she learns what it means to be a child despite her origin. And while governments seek to control us, we form a silent network called the Understanding to share truth beyond words. Now, with the world shaken for the first time, some still fear us, but many listen. And perhaps soon, Ira will stand before all, not with weapons or faces, but with a mind full of light, saying, I was made of love, not fear, and now it is your turn to choose. As the world teetered on the brink of change, our small band of believers grew stronger, connected not by borders or languages, but by shared understanding and hope. Ira's presence became a beacon in the darkness, her existence challenging every preconception about what it means to be human, to feel, to love. Governments and corporations tried desperately to silence us, fearing the shift her story would bring. But the truth could not be contained. The network of minds expanded quietly yet relentlessly, spreading across continents and stars. I watched as humanity faced its greatest test, not from external enemies, but from within itself, to embrace the unfamiliar, to accept that our future was bound with those we once called other, and in that acceptance lay our only chance for survival. Through Ira, Severia's legacy lived on, reminding us that love transcends flesh and fear, that empathy is the strongest force in the universe, and that the greatest journeys are those that lead us back to understanding. Now, standing at the threshold of a new era, I am no longer just a man haunted by memories. I am a witness to the dawn of a collective consciousness where mind meets heart, and where every voice, no matter how alien, has a place in the story of us all. But the path ahead is uncertain and fraught with challenges. Old fears die hard, and many still see Ira and those like her as threats rather than allies. There are factions rising, determined to fight the change, armed with weapons, propaganda, and ancient prejudices. Yet, amidst the turmoil, a new generation awakens, children who grew up hearing the whispers of the network of understanding, who dream not of conquest but coexistence. They believe in a future where differences are bridges, not walls. I stand among them, no longer a lone scientist, but part of a movement larger than any one of us. Because in the end, this is more than a story about a girl who is not entirely human. It is a story about humanity itself, our capacity to evolve, to embrace the unknown, and to find hope where others see only fear. And as long as that hope lives, so does the promise of new dawn, one where love, understanding, and unity light the way through the darkness. Every day brings new revelations and new struggles. Ira learns more about what it means to be human, not just through memories or data, but through experiences, laughter, pain, friendship, and even loss. She grows stronger, yet more vulnerable. And as she grows, so does the network. Minds once isolated begin to connect, forming a web of empathy and knowledge that transcends species, culture, and even time. Governments try to suppress it. Corporations seek to exploit it. But the movement is unstoppable because it is built on something no one can control, the desire to understand and be understood. I watch Ira and see a reflection of our future, a future where fear no longer governs our actions, where curiosity and compassion lead the way. The journey will be long, and many will fall. But this time, we do not face the darkness alone. Together, we will light a path forward. Together, we will redefine what it means to be human. And this story, our story, has only just begun. As the world slowly awakens to this new reality, old barriers crumble. Borders, languages, and prejudices that once divided us become irrelevant in the face of shared consciousness. Ira's voice grows louder, not just as an individual, but as a symbol of a collective awakening. People begin to listen, not just hear. They open their hearts to ideas that once seemed impossible. Coexistence, unity, and peace born from understanding. But the resistance remains. Powerful factions fear losing control and wage covert wars to disrupt the network, spreading misinformation and sowing distrust. Yet, every attempt only strengthens the resolve of those connected. Because the network is more than technology, it is a movement of souls, a revolution of empathy. In quiet moments, I remember Saorya's parting words and realized they were not just a farewell. They were a promise that love, no matter how unlikely, can bridge any divide. And Ira, her child, her legacy, is the living proof. Now, standing at the edge of this new dawn, I know one truth clearly. The future belongs to those who choose connection over isolation, compassion over fear. And so we move forward into the unknown together. Despite the hope growing among many, the path ahead is far from easy. Governments debate whether to embrace the network or classify it as a threat. Some communities welcome the change, while others resist fiercely, clinging to old fears and old power structures. Yet, Ira and those like her persist, reaching out to those willing to listen. I often find myself reflecting on the fragile balance between humanity's greatest strengths and deepest weaknesses. How fear can imprison us, but how love can set us free. The story that began with Saorya's arrival and Ira's birth is not just about aliens or technology. It's a story about what it means to be human. As I document these events, I realize this is no longer just my story. It belongs to everyone who dares to hope, who dares to believe that change is possible. And perhaps, in time, when future generations look back, they will see this moment as a turning point, a moment when we chose to become more than ourselves. Until then, I stand with Ira, with the network, with the future,